he knows what he's doing.
You were talking about visions. What are your visions of where should society go? And is there a chance to change society without?
I think even there probably isn't a chance, but you still have to fight, to do so, because I don't know, this is a philosophy question. I don't know if in one way I'm pessimistic about the future of the world, about the future of the human part of the world, but at the same time I feel that you always have to try and make things better because it's your responsibility. That we have many influences or heroes or people who influenced us when we were teenagers, like William Burroughs or Brian Gysin, John Giorno, these kind of people, and they made my life much better when I was 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, because I was able to read those books or hear their words, and I understand that what I was going through was not unique to me. It was a common experience that I shared with these creative people that changed my life. And as a creative person, I feel it's my responsibility to do that or provide that possibility for others. And the more people that do that, the more the actual quality of life for everyone will improve, I hope. That sounds pretentious, but
not at all.
But it's that's what the important thing about being a creative person, which all of us are, is to try and show people that it's possible to live in a different way, maybe from one's parents or from society in general, and it could still be creative and good and positive and lead a good life, kind of thing.
Sometimes I think the creative work can kind of kill you. If I think of I'm not talking about Jim Morrison or Kurt Cobain. I'm talking about Genesis Pure Origin.
How has it killed him?
It kind of killed. So there were years. I think he was kind of insane. I don't know what he's doing now.
He's trying to put the pieces back together. The thing about the work that Robin Grissel and Coil and to a slightly lesser extent Psyche TV did is that we kind of act as like conduit. A conduit is a sort of a mouthpiece, a way of passing information that we feel back to the audience, and it's oftentimes it's quite spontaneous, and it's very deeply felt. And in the time of Throbbing Gristle, Genesis was the kind of front person and the person who had to expose his imagination and personality to the public the most deeply of the four of us. And right now John Balance is performing a similar role in Coil, and the work that we do is very demanding of the person, because it's not like you just have to show up and sing songs. The people who do that have to show up and reveal the inner workings, their inner sort of soul, if you like. And revealing one's soul in public over and over is, can kill you. You're right. And you say it not like Jim Morrison or Kurt Cobain, but I think those people are going through exactly the same thing. And obviously, people have personal issues at the same time as well, which makes the job harder. And it's not for everyone. Sometimes it would be easier if you were working in a shop or in a factory or in a gas station, because you wouldn't have that danger of being exposed to the public view, repeatedly. That's why there are not many groups or not many bands that do it the way we do it, because it's too demanding, and it's much easier for a singer just to show up and sing the lyrics.
Who is doing it your way? Poet Rice?
Poet does sometimes, I guess. Yeah. All that's most of that kind of stable of genre people do it to a greater or lesser extent, and different artists. I mean, in a way, I think that Nina Simone probably does it more than Nick Cave. I don't know. That's just from my vision. I don't know, but
there's another guy who did work with you, Mark Almond.
Mm-hmm.
Still in contact?
We speak to Mark every now and again. Yeah, we're hoping actually to do a new record that's kind of an anniversary release of Our Tainted Love, because that was the first record that, as far as we know, that actually provided money for people with AIDS, and it seems like, even though it was nearly 20 years ago now, there's a whole new generation of people who haven't learnt the lessons of the first generation of people that died, because they're all gone. And so lots of young people have unsafe sex and don't, because they think either they don't know or they don't care, or they think that the advance in medication and health is enough to protect them, which is not true. So we're interested in doing a new release, possibly with or without Mark, I don't know, that tries to bring this information to the public, and also and brings it back into the present, into the public eye.
You were doing several pop songs in your special way, cover versions, not only Tainted Love, also Who by Fire,
Mm-hmm.
and yesterday
Bang Bang, yeah.
to me, this Cher song.
we we have a strange approach to humour, in that first of all, we think they're great songs, and secondly, we think that it would surprise people and entertain people and amuse people to hear us doing them, and thirdly, we think that we can actually do a version that has meaning in the same way that a Coil song would have meaning, because generally all Coil songs are kind of sort of have an undercurrent. We like to make music that appeals not simply to the front of your mind, but also to the back of your mind, so that you might have some appreciation or some different understanding of the song 2 weeks after you hear it, as well as what happened when you heard it for the first time. So the songs that we choose to cover, generally we think fit this requirement of having a kind of funny and amusing reaction immediately, but also when you think about it, you have there's a double take. So obviously with Tainted Love, it was kind of weird to start with, but it also had a different meaning later, and maybe some even other meanings later on still. And likewise with Bang Bang. We're working right now on a cover version of Losing My Religion. But that's a long story.
So this brings me to maybe the last question. Do you believe in any kind of a God?
Yes, very much so. And she works for me.
She works for me.
What's her daily wage?
I'm being stupid, but it's difficult to talk about one's personal beliefs. But I definitely do believe that that there are things, it's not just random, and death's not the end, but I can't explain why I believe that, or why. To me, you just know. It's like ritual. Everybody, thinks that these things are outside ourselves, or that the church is something that is up there on the hill, and you have to do what they say. but it's not. You know, it's inside, and you have to just listen, and it becomes obvious.
So thank you very much for spending time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll write down my...
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
I think I have no business card with me, but I can write down everything.
You still have to fight, you know, to do so, because I don't know, this is a philosophy question. I don't know if in one way I'm pessimistic about the future of the world, about the future of influences or heroes, or people who influenced us when we were teenagers, like William Burroughs or Brian Gysin, John Giorno, these kind of people, and they made my life much better. He knows what he's doing.
You were talking about visions. What are your visions of where should society go? And is there a chance to change society without?
I think even there probably isn't a chance, but of the human part of the world. But at the same time, I feel that you always have to try and make things better because it's your responsibility. That we have many. When I was 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, because I was able to read those books or hear their words, and I understand that what I was going through was not